Five Nights at Freddy's, my favorite horror game series.
Joe? Wrong channel, buddy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my bad.
So what the hell is Five Nights at Freddy's? And what's the goal of the game?
Oh, the entire goal is that you play as a security guard and you have to do 5 night shifts at this establishment. The only downside is that you gotta fend off from a pack of homicidal animatronics.
Huh. Sounds simple enough. So what's with the whole plus thing next to the title? Is this a sequel or something?
Well, no actually. It's more of a remake, if you will. Originally it was going to release on Steam, but it was canceled due to a large amount of drama that went down. Blame the fans for that one.
Huh. It must have been pretty bad if it led to this game getting shut down. Speaking of which, how the hell do we have a copy if the game was canceled?
Pretty bad is an understatement. If I recall, the creator for the original remake gave some controversial opinions about the security breach DLC sucking. Someone made a tweet about it. Then his fans decided to harass this individual and send them extreme amounts of gore in their DMs. Keep in mind, this is a child we're talking about here. And nah, this is a fan recreation of the canceled game.
Jesus H. Christ. So because of some sick, twisted bastards couldn't help themselves, they ultimately ruined it for everyone else. Bravo. A round of applause for these absolute dipshits. And fair enough, nice to see someone decided to take up the mantle. Let's get into this bad boy. I want to see what all the hype is about. That's one creepy-ass bear, if I'm being painfully honest.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Donald. I've already got a cold sweat, and we've not even gotten into the actual game yet.
You're not the only one, Barack. I've played the official games, but I've not even played this yet. So this is all new territory for me.
A ghost detector? What the hell? I thought this was just about killer robots.
Huh. Well, this is new. I'm guessing we're playing as some form of paranormal investigator. And not at all, Donald. The reason why they're murderous is because they're possessed by the souls of children who were murdered in this pizzeria.
Wait, what? What kind of sick son of a bitch goes around killing children?
A very twisted individual. They wore a security uniform to blend in and lured these poor souls into unpopulated areas with one of the spring-lock suits and butchered them. I can't really talk much about the lore because we'd be here for hours if I did that. So I'll tell you what. We'll watch an entire story recap once we've wrapped up with this episode, so you two can understand more about the series. Speaking of which, there's a video which promoted the canceled game, which gave you a little glimpse of the lore and what the game was going to be about. Let's watch it after we've wrapped up these 2 nights. We can even stick it in the video.
Oh, we're only doing 2 nights? How come? And yeah, screw it. That would be pretty interesting.
That's because a singular night is around 6 minutes long, not including the intro sequence we just had to do before the night began. So if there's something like that on each night, we're talking well over 40 minutes, and we don't even have enough of a quota to do that. Anyway, let's keep quiet and listen to what the phone guy has to say.
Although this must be a real treasure for you, considering your line of work and all. All in all, what is the exact essence of your being in this place? 2 weeks ago, one of our security guards working the night shift died here. His body was found in the costume of one of the non-working animatronics. We might have an idea who could have initiated this incident. A few years ago, we had a completely different pizzeria, but still filled with animatronics. As it turned out, the corpses of children were found in the old animatronics. Those robots standing on stage right now are those same animatronics rather than you guys. To be honest, from that moment, I thought that it would never happen again. Basically, your work here is to follow the animatronics, find out who initiated the murders, and for what reason. As I understand it, you're a pro on this, because looking for all sorts of mystical bastards is your job. Anyway, we'll hear from you next time.
So you're telling me this sick son of a bitch killed these kids and stuffed their bodies into these suits? What the hell?
Yeah, pretty much. And judging from what that dude said, we are a paranormal investigator. Seems we've got to find clues to figure out who murdered them and why.
Well, I'm guessing it has something to do with that blacked out camera with the code panel on it. I wonder what we have to do to get the combination for it.
Funnily enough, the camera was never in the original game. So that makes me wonder if it's the hidden back room that was referenced in the third installment.
Hidden back room? I take it you know what's in there then if you've played the official sequels.
Indeed I do. I'm not going to spoil anything though. If we get some form of answer when we discover what the code is, then I'll leave it for you guys to speculate. But regardless, all your questions will be answered once we've watched the lore recap.
You're busting our balls here because you're leaving us in the dark. So when the hell is things gonna kick off? It's 2 a.m. and there's been no action whatsoever.
It's only the first night, Donald. Not much really happens. So don't you worry. As the nights progress, the harder it's gonna get.
I'm dreading to know what's behind that curtain.
Oh, you don't really want to know. But hey, we'll find out soon enough. Especially by either the end of this night or the next. Funnily enough, I'm surprised these characters don't look familiar to you guys.
Is there any reason as to why they should, Biden?
Well, yeah. You two and George played a game called The Joy of Creation a while ago.
Hold up, go back to Cam 2.
Oh crap, they're on the move now. Good eye, Donald.
No, that's not what I was referring to.
Well, that isn't extremely creepy at all. And what do you mean, Donald?
What do you mean? What do I mean? Didn't either of you notice that all three of them were staring right at the camera when they were on stage?
Huh. No, I didn't. That sucks because that's actually rare. I guess we can look back on that when we check the recording.
Nice that you two are talking about Easter eggs of sorts, but where the hell has the chicken gone?
Good question, Barack. Let's have a look to see where she's wandered off to.
Good Lord!
Well, that isn't nightmare fuel in the slightest.
Pretty cool how they move on the cameras now. Also, they even revamped the designs, which is kind of cool, so they look more withered.
Back to the Joy of Creation. Yeah, I remember playing that now. You was sick, if I recall.
Yeah, I came down with a pretty bad case of the flu. What the hell?
What is it? What's wrong?
Freddy's off the stage. He shouldn't even be off the stage already. It's only night one, and now Foxy's peeking out of the curtain. This ain't right. Why are they all active already?
Is that necessarily a bad thing, Biden? What makes Freddy and Foxy more of a threat compared to the other two?
Well, for starters, Foxy will gradually lean more and more out of the curtain as the night progresses. Once he's off the camera, you've got to shut that left door as fast as possible because he will sprint down the hallway and charge straight for your door. So if you ain't quick enough, he'll kill you. Freddy, on the other hand, works just like Bonnie and Chica. He will slowly make his way to your right door, but the only downside is he tends to hide from the cameras, so he's harder to track.
So how the hell are you supposed to know if he's close by?
Well, the thing with Freddy is he tends to laugh whenever he moves from one point to another, so it's all about blind luck. If you can't spot him on any of the cameras and you hear him laugh, just shut that damn door before he sneaks into your office.
So how come you closed the door already? I noticed the power usage went up when you closed it.
Because I need to learn how aggressive Freddy is. Once I figure that out, we won't have to worry about keeping the door closed all that much. Plus, I think we've got just enough power to keep it closed to reach 6 a.m. Oh shit, Foxy's about ready to bolt. Come on, damn it, I feel like we're so close. Oh, thank God.
Good shit, Biden.
Impressive work, my friend. Glad you managed to let us live to see another day.
Thanks, guys, I appreciate that. But I fear our torment has only just begun. Plus, I need to conserve the power a lot more, because otherwise I don't think we're going to survive the next night.
So what's your plan then?
Well, I guess my plan is to keep the camera focused on Freddy and Foxy, but more compared to the other two. Because in the original, if you keep staring at them, it tends to slow down their movements a little. But then again, this is a remake after all. So I'm not even sure if that'll work. Plus, I don't even know if the developer added in any other mechanics that aren't present in the original game.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Gotta say, this dude has brass balls to just be willingly standing in the dining area on his own when it's pitch black.
More like he's got brass balls just for going in there at all. The guy knew the assignment from the very start, considering the security guard was murdered the other week in that very building. And this crazy son of a bitch just decided to take the case and go in there solo. Absolute insanity.
Gotta agree with you on that one. I must admit, I'm loving the change to this compared to the original game. It was more of a survive the night, and there would be small bits of story hidden in the cameras and the phone calls. But with this, it's got a whole paranormal feel to it. The original game had that, of course, but you didn't really know much about that unless you read the newspapers and such in the game.
That's something I've been needing to ask you, Joe. If these kids were murdered, why are they hostile towards anyone that's here during the night, and towards the player specifically?
Good question, Donald. I'll tell you once the phone guy has finished talking.
Hello. So, I received your report from, your last night. Really good. At least, now we know that the animatronics do not move programmatically, since they simply would not be able to leave the dining room to their system. It turns out that our assumption that control may be dependent on souls is particle, has a right to exist. Well, keep up the good work. We have 4 more days before the pizzeria closes. Good luck.
All right, so back to what I was saying. Think about it, Donald. The killer wore a security uniform to blend in. So maybe that's the last thing these poor children saw before their demise. And for the night shift guard in particular, maybe it happened at night also. That's probably why they're out for blood the moment it reaches midnight.
So how long do you reckon these poor children have been trapped here anyways?
Well, if the timeline is still the same as the original series, they were killed in 1987. The year the first game takes place is 1993. So you're talking a good 6 years, Donald. It was either 87 or 85. Either way, it was quite a long time. So I'm not surprised these tormented, restless spirits are this vengeful.
Jesus Christ. I hope this crazed piece of crap got his just desserts.
Well, I mean, he's introduced later on in the series. I'm not going to spoil anything, of course. As I said, all your questions will be answered once we watch the whole story breakdown.
That's all fine and dandy, but we've got to make it through this damn night first.
Have a little bit of faith, Donald. I've had a bit of experience playing the previous games, so we should be golden. The only downside is that Foxy is more than likely going to come charging at us tonight. He normally becomes a threat on night 2 on the original.
So we've just got to be quick on the draw and close the door the moment he leaves the stage. Doesn't seem all that bad, to be fair.
I mean, it wouldn't be all that bad, but there's a consequence if he keeps running and banging on the door. The more times he bangs on the door, the more power gets taken away. So you've just got to keep him from running at the door as much as possible.
And we do that just by looking at him from time to time?
Yeah, pretty much. Nice to see you're keeping up with the strategy, Donald, because you're up next once I die.
Once you die, you really think you're not going to make it through all 5 nights? So much for being optimistic, Biden.
Sounds like Chica's in the kitchen. And who said I was optimistic? This game's hard as fuck. Getting through every night without a single death with us playing would be a damn miracle. And crap, Chica's pretty close to the door. Best to just keep that closed for a short while until she goes away. Where the hell has Bonnie stumbled off to? Oh, there he is.
What the hell?
Did he just take out the freaking camera?
Well, that's new. I knew Bonnie never liked being watched in the custom night game, but Jesus, I never thought it would have made it into this. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure we got something similar in the teaser trailer for the original game that never made it into the final release.
Did you just hear footsteps?
Yeah, they sounded pretty close. But don't worry, Donald. The doors are closed, so we're safe for the moment.
Oh crap, there he is. Ah!
So that's how he works.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about his movement pattern. When he takes down a camera, he progresses to the door a lot faster. What I'm saying is that we could probably use that to our advantage.
Not sure how we could use that for an advantage, but whatever floats your boat, buddy.
Oh, crap.
They're that fast? Are you kidding me?
Luckily, the door's already closed, so we're safe.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't open that one also then, Joe. Otherwise, we'd have been up shit stream without a paddle. And just as one issue leaves, another one appears. Isn't this perfect, gentlemen?
We're on 23% power, and it's only 4 a.m. If we play our cards right, and if Foxy doesn't charge at us again, we should be all right. Also, we're probably going to have to hold off on watching that promotional video I was talking about till the next episode, fellas. Seems we're almost out of quota.
Oh, shit. So how much left is there till it's 6?
I'd say around 35 seconds or so. Hopefully we'll make it by the time the night ends. Okay, so Chica's finally decided to leave the hallway. That's good.
That goofy-ass laugh is horrifying as fuck. Also, how long do you think the next episode should be, Biden?
Good question, Barack. I was thinking we could finish the rest of the game in the final episode. Plus, we could watch that video I was talking about afterwards. Could be pretty fun, to be honest.
Sounds like a plan, my friend.
Sounds like a lot of work, too.
Oh, it will be, Donald. But I'm sure if we put in the work, we can surely pull it off. Speaking of pulling it off, seems we will live to fight yet another day, fellas.
You're the man, Joe.
Indeed he is. And it looks like we just had enough quota to finish the video also.
Oh, thank God for that. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like us to continue this game, then feel free to let us know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.